Enjoy.
Come on, I want more people here. Go grab them, pull them. So, thank you for coming. I'm hoping that it's going to be, that I'll manage it on time. I already told them that I'm going to run over because from what I've seen in the environment, in the market, after visiting a number of companies, I think there is probably a whole explosion that we could actually see on the market. So RBHE is retail, banking, hospitality, education, but effectively those are the four major segments inside our whole retail group, but we cover over 30 different segments, and you will see through some of the examples that I'm going to show you where to your customer specifically you could tailor and bring some of the solutions. So that's just illegal. So what we see, so I'll talk about three separate areas. First, I'll start with the IoT, like big picture, then I'll move into the retail, and then I'll move digital signage. But overall message on technologies and the product and solutions and services that are actually applicable are actually universal, they scale across. So we see that the whole IoT is about connected devices, connected from the machines, from manufacturing to the devices in your pockets, in your home, in your office. They're all getting smart. They all have to be not just smart, but they all have to be safe, secured, and then they are becoming autonomous. Now, if I continue on that one, similarly to evolution in retail, you could see that basically 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, how much retail store has actually changed. It's not that you buy what you're given. The choice is now actually becoming, and the whole retail space is moving towards the consumer's choice, consumer's opinion, the feeling, the experiences in the retail. So as the whole retail has been merging, in the past it was about supply chain, and now it's all moving on the front end about experience, about usage models, about customer, about consumers. And moving forward, there is also a big trend about unmanned stores, about effectively getting products whenever you want, not when the store is open. And now, I think I'll reduce the volume a bit. So there has been a number of usage models, examples on technology, how it progressed. I had to take my jacket off coming from Ireland. This is actually summer for me. So linked to this, I just want to read you a couple of pointers because as we are moving to visual, so there are massive opportunities. So 90% of information transferred to your brain is visual. We process 60,000 times faster visual information than reading, than text. The human eye registers 36,000 visual messages every hour. We don't even know how we do it, but effectively the whole world from the nature is moving to the visual. So we need to endorse it, we need to somehow support it. 65% of people are visual learners. So there are 4 types of learnings in education. Some are tactile, some are visual, some are learning by doing. But 65% of the population is actually visual. They need to see it. Your eye, your retina, it makes neurological decisions whether to ignore something that you see or to store it, to let your brain knows. So without even actually thinking, your eye is actually the first filter. Why am I mentioning you this is because also in retail, there is a lot of things that link directly to the IoT space is about intelligence at the edge. So your eyes are actually your first filter that actually impacts what information you store, what you ignore, what you pass, what you process. So the other trend that we see big in the retail is that for over 100 years, humans were faced with the billboards, with the signs, with advertising. What we see now, and that's why I see that the whole kind of technological revolution can happen, is because now that you look at the screen, but now the screen is looking back at you, everything changes. The type of information you can provide, the type of information you can provide to the eyes and the filters of consumers in front of you changes the whole game play in retail, but not just retail. So actually, just to go back, so video and artificial intelligence are what we see is a massive, massive potential, massive opportunity. Basic webcams. We see that there is a lot of workload consolidations, but not just consolidation. That also means extending the supply chain from the back-end store to the front-end store. You will promote what you have in the stock. You will promote what based on the weather conditions, ice cream or umbrellas, or you will promote based on shopper experience, based on shopper history, based on loyalty cards. There are so many parameters that actually you can completely change the user experience. And then also, what is underlying message for all of that is that to actually do all of that connected, to do it all smart, to do it all managed, there always has to be some computing platform. And we have it all. So when we see the trends, so we see that basically similar to the eye, as I mentioned around the eyes, half of the information, there is so much information out there, and we need to be very selective and filter what we process, but also intelligence at the edge will actually decide for us what is the relevant data, what do we actually send back. Boeing, for a flight for Boeing, it produces 300 terabytes of data, but is it all relevant? No. You need to define and decide what of that data is relevant. Are there some abnormalities or conversations, or what is it that you need? And that goes in every place. There has been 700% increase in the video traffic. YouTube, the channels, the sending. And effectively, half of IoT deployment are going to be actually network bandwidth constrained. That again pushes the same message of intelligence at the edge. Decide, filter what you need and what you process. Now, from Intel side, what we also see is that three big areas or big problems or pains for the retailers is that they need to define how do they actually work with the customers, customer engagements. How do they actually manage the people that work in the stores, because there is so much new information, new training, new products coming up that people don't even always have to even know or have time to actually familiarize themselves with the new products. Going to the mobile phone store, there are so many new products coming all the time, new price plans, that basically humans also need help. And then inventory accuracy in the retail, that's over $1 trillion problem. Overstock, understock, wrong product placement. Effectively, when you see sales, quite often the sales are not because they just got something that maybe you want. They got something that they want to get rid of most of the time. And that is actually a problem of, they maybe have products that they couldn't sell. So kind of sell it off, discount it. But that's not actually what they want to do. They want to actually get just in time the problems on overstock, understock, product placement. If you go, I know that when I go shopping, I find a t-shirt and I buy that t-shirt in every possible color they have. I'm done with t-shirts. Like if you go to buy jeans, I know where exactly Levi's 501s. If they're not there, I just walk out. I don't have time to walk around and try to find where is it. So what also has changed is the humans. That millennials are driving all of that, the big change. And a lot of them, even though they say that they like to do everything online and stuff, this is actually interesting statistics that 19 to, let's say, 20% of the population of people, the shoppers, are called true natives, true digital. They will do everything on digital. However, over half of them, let's say 2/3 of them, still want to go in the shop and touch the product before they buy it. They do everything online, but when it comes to actually making the purchase, over 2/3 of them still want to go in the shop and see and touch and smell the product before they buy it. So transformation is happening, but there are still some things that you can't disconnect completely brick and mortar from the online. Online and brick and mortar have to work together. Now, to move in, as I said, shoppers, consumers, they actually want to browse online, but still want to touch and actually complete the purchase in store. Then we see that 90% of them, if you can't, I am example. When you go in the shop and you look for something, you know where it should be, you don't find it, you just walk out. Online you can find everything, but still to go and touch and smell and feel it, you go in the store. 86% of the shoppers, when you go in the shop, I mean, how often do you go in the shop and buy exactly what you want to buy? I know I don't. I go, my kids actually hate going shopping with me because I always take a biggest trolley. I go to buy milk and I take the biggest trolley because I know as I'm going around, I'll fill it up. Okay, I don't need it today, I'll buy it tomorrow, so tomorrow I don't need to go buy. So the same sentiment goes across all the shoppers. And then 70% of the sales are actually completed in the store, not online. How often do you buy actually, vegetable, fruit online? I don't. I played 4 different videos because they can actually, a picture can give you 1,000 words.
Retail is undergoing rapid disruption. Consumers are changing how they shop, where they shop, how they pay, and what they expect. They're demanding more. Their voice is bigger, louder. Their impact is greater. And customers expect shopping experiences to be more personalized, more convenient. They want more interactive and immersive experiences. Consumer behavior is impacting every aspect of retail. Online, at big box stores, at malls, across quick service restaurants and banks, even during transit, and throughout public spaces. In response, retailers need to take advantage of technology innovations to learn more about customer behavior and preferences to deliver more exciting, immersive experiences. Now retailers can analyze data and transform it into actionable insights, often in near real time. They can analyze behavioral changes and correlations faster. They can roll out more targeted promotions with the right offer personalized to the right consumer at the right time. Technology is empowering retailer sales staff to better meet the evolving demands of consumers, boosting effectiveness and productivity. And it's helping retailers secure transaction and electronic data, while also helping protect them against physical theft and loss. In fact, innovation and insight are transforming the entire supply chain. AI spots trends earlier. Logistics can adapt more dynamically, on demand, with less guesswork. And technology is helping drive costs down, while driving sales up, as well as boosting customer satisfaction, loyalty, and advocacy. Yes, a new era of retail disruption is already here. And winning requires retailers to be the disruptors, not the disrupted. At Intel, we're helping accelerate this new era of retail, creating new possibilities for the world's most innovative retailers and their customers.
So you've seen here a number of messages that I already kind of touched with you. And this is about, just to kind of give you some graphic representation of some of the workload consolidation, some of the things that are at the edge where effectively decision making can be done. From the web cameras, I have another example where you will see basically how all of these things actually could be very easily, nicely connected, and suddenly they're not becoming islands of technology, they're becoming complete immersive solution experience on the retail. And with that, I'll go to NRF. This is the video that we made at NRF, National Retail Federation. That's the annual biggest retail show in New York.
2019 retail is all about artificial intelligence. Computer vision, cameras, nearly every demo in our booth, all the experiences we're showing really utilize the affordability now of artificial intelligence and imaging technology.
We're using a combination of a small autonomous drone that can come down powered by itself, stare at the shelves, stare at the products, see what's there, plus advanced artificial intelligence in the edge and the cloud that analyzes that, understands what products are on the shelf down to the individual SKU level and how the shelves are organized.
The problem that we're solving here is ensuring that our customers looking at digital signage are seeing the content that the retailer wants to show them. Using demographics, environmental conditions, time of day and day of the week, we can customize the content being displayed on the sign at any time to meet the needs of the customer and the retailer.
With our recent acquisition of StopLift, we've gained the ability to monitor the surroundings of the self-checkout as well as the internal cameras of our scanner. We have the ability to now see both at a high level and low level exactly what's happening during a checkout and use classical computer vision and machine learning as well as modern deep learning solutions to protect the sanctity of transactions.
Today, these are all islands of technology and they don't really interact together. Our vision is really how each of these different technologies and experiences can actually work together, share data, and deliver a much more insightful outcome for shoppers and for staff. And so we've kicked off the Open Retail Initiative that Intel's leading and really working to build a platform technology with the ecosystem to help really pull this all together in a much more cost-effective and affordable way.
As you've made your way around the booth, you've seen lots of interesting experiences, and one of the things that Intel is big believers in is it making things work together. What we're showing here is a demonstration of how you can start to layer individual technologies to get better results within your different retail environments. We happen to have a quick serve restaurant here, and one of the metrics we're focusing on is our customer engagement time. So we have a variety of technologies that you could individually apply. You could start to use computer vision to find out who's in your store, how many people are coming in, when are they coming in. You could also start to use RFID to identify where your inventory is. What is my inventory in the store, and how do I know what it is at all times? Let's say you had a misplaced item, so you now have items that should be in dry goods that are in a different part of storage. Using RFID, you can actually light those up, find out where they are, and move them back to where they should be. And again, driving your customer engagement time higher and higher. And we do all this through strong ecosystems with our partners for our Open Retail Initiative.
For 10 years, Intel's booth has been the place to go to see the future of retail. Take a look at all the technologies we're showcasing in 2019 NRF, and you're going to see the future of retail today.
So none of these products are futuristic. All this exists, and through my partner in Elko, who is hiding there behind, what I'm committed to is actually bringing all of this through Elko to all of you, to your customers, to retailers, education, hospitality, banking, any place where you need. We also have this responsive retail platform, but that's effectively where retailers are trying to match and kind of match the expectations from the consumers, from the customers. And we need to put actually consumer in the spot, in the center of all of these technologies. Technologies have to be hidden, move them away. I really don't want any marketing person to even know what Intel product, what chip, what speed, because he doesn't care, I don't care either, even though I work for Intel. What we need to actually explain is what does technology enable them to do, what new experiences, what new usage models, what does technology enable them to do, and what are the benefits, what are the services of various technologies. So this is just example, for instance, on point of sale type of terminals. Traditionally or historically, there was only the fixed, here somewhere. So fixed terminal. Suddenly you actually, over the last, let's say 5 years, you have added so many other, I don't know if the mobile is also there, yes. So there is so many other devices that suddenly all are doing the same function. They all need to be merged, they all need to be connected. This is just example of one kind of product. And this is not futuristic because future is now. So in the past only this, now we use all of this. In the future, in China the big trend is now actually with smile to pay, again where the cameras are coming in. So effectively facial recognition, you opt in, it scans your face, and there is this smile to pay concept. So you don't need to carry anything because your face, you are who you are, and you are basically the best credit card. When we talk about digital signage, so I could drive down in any of these segments to very deep level, but I only have 15 seconds left. So we fragment the whole market effectively. Is it something that you sell? Is there any transaction? Is that something that petrol station where you have to wait, where you have captive audience, bus stop, petrol station, or is it something point of transit where you have, so different messages, different technologies, different content has to be adopted based on the purpose. I'm not going to go in many stories. So what we see, these are some of the trends we see in digital signage. Personalization is becoming very, very big. Either opt-in through the loyalty programs. You have to have some agencies. Brands don't know who is their customer. So there is this big trend about measuring, finding out who is the audience, what time of the day, let's say vending machine, who buys actually the Coke from the vending machine, what time of day, who buys the mineral water, who buys different products, what time of the day, so that they can actually personalize it based to the audience. But I'll skip that, because we see massive opportunity as digital signage is one of the fastest growing technology on the front end consumer facing front of the retail, of the retailers, the messaging, the products. And we see that basically 2021 there'll be 70 million screens. It's the numbers from the analysts, but one of the definite thing I see is when I was over the last few days around, there is a huge potential for lots of displays across the retail, just in Riga, as I managed to see over the last few days. I'll show you one only product, one only technology, which is very unique, which a lot of people actually might even have, but are not aware and are not using it. And so interactive management technology is part of the, when you open your laptop and you have that sticker, it says vPro, but a lot of people actually don't use it because shame on Intel, we didn't tell you how to use it and what to do. However, in the IT space, they all are using it. But now as we are moving into the marketing side, technology is irrelevant. You need to only know what technology can bring it to you. And with that, I'll leave you with this demo.
When managing multiple digital signage solutions, system issues cost you time, money, and impact customer satisfaction. Intel vPro technology provides you with hardware-level control of your signage systems from anywhere with an internet connection, reducing interruptions and, most importantly, operational costs. In a scenario without Intel vPro technology, an engineer will be managing multiple digital signs and conducting routine tasks. They will be on standby until the system alerts them to a problem. When this happens, they will have some remote application-level access capabilities, but for deeper system-level problems, they will have to physically make an on-site visit. Wherever in the world that might be. Let's rewind. With Intel vPro technology, when the engineer is alerted to a system issue, they can connect to the sign through robust hardware-based keyboard, video, and mouse remote control with hardware-based security. They can remotely see the screen even when crashed, blank the screen to avoid embarrassing error messages, and diagnose and run repairs at a main boot level. Because it's hardware-based, it's easy to connect, and the connection doesn't drop when you reboot the system. The engineer can interrupt the boot, boot to safe mode, boot to remote ISO, boot to a backup drive, or even rebuild the system remotely. Doing more remotely allows the engineer to get systems back up and running quickly, saving significant time, money, and increasing customer satisfaction. Intel vPro technology with encrypted remote power control, remote direct boot, agent presence checking, and hardware-based security. There are multiple commercially ready tools available to help you get Intel vPro technology deployed. For more information, go to www.intel.com/vPro in retail.
Or to make it even easier, just lift your hand and say, talk to me, and I'll answer everything. So with that, basically, please do tell us what you see, where you have opportunities. I didn't even talk about smart cameras. So why cameras? Because cameras in many cases not only could detect the audience. I'm not talking about recognition. Recognition only happens if the consumer opts in. So either through loyalty card or having the app of the loyalty on your phone. So when you go in, system recognizes that you walked in and they can display one-to-one messages. So most of the digital signage is one-to-many. Then it could be one-to-few. On your personal device, it will be personalized messages. Personalization is a big thing. There is also the cameras, same like that drone. If the drone detects that there is nobody in the aisle, it goes in and does scan the products, the right products and the product that are missing from the shelf, automatically detect. So this is again about the retailers' issues of overstock, understock, products not being in the right place. And the CCTV system actually, number of cameras OEMs that we work with, they put even the Intel products in so that there is decision at the edge or integrating with CCTV system in the camera. Security always overrides any privacy. And the biggest security offenders are actually us with the mobile phones. We give our security, our privacy away with the mobile phones. But there are so many technologies that we could actually be very sensitive to the environment, to the consumers, and actually drive the user experience and the benefits to the retailer forward. With that, thank you very much for your time. And for any questions, I'm here for next while together with the Elko colleagues. Thank you.